What up, guys? Kevin here with my review of the PS5 Pro. Just want to give my final thoughts now that I played it for a few days. I played it for a few hours when I got it and gave like a quick impressions. And to me, I was like, not really worth the upgrade. But now that I played it for 3 days, what do I think? $699, $754 after taxes for this console. For the most powerful console, and that's exactly what it is, but that's a lot of money. And sure, you could trade this in, you could trade that in, you could sell a kid, you could sell a kidney, you could sell whatever to lower the price, but at the end of the day, for me, $754 is coming out of my pocket, out of wherever, that I could have used that elsewhere. I could have used the money that I traded in my Switch to get the Switch 2 next year. So, is it worth it? I mean, first off, I must state, you do what you want with your money. I don't know how much money you make. Maybe, hey, you're all in on gaming and $700 is worth it. Maybe not. But in terms of going from the PS5, the base PS5 to the PS5 Pro, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If that $200 is going to kill you, just get a PS5, regular PS5. It's not like you're missing out. You're really not. However, I will say, everything that I played on this, I played probably about 10 to 15 games. Some pro patched, some not, just regular games. I will say at least every game I've either didn't notice a difference, or I went, okay, this is the best version of this game on console. And I need to stress that. On console, because I have a PC, and a lot of the games that I do own on both the PC and console, like Final Fantasy 16 and God of War Ragnarok, yes, they run and look way better on my 4070 Super 14600K, which it should. That's like a $1,600 setup versus $700. That's more than double. You could even say going from a PS5 Pro to that's not worth it. That's not worth doubling the price. But if you're just in the market of having the best looking games, the best running games, at least on console, and you don't want to mess with a PC, get yourself a PS5 Pro. If you could afford it. Again, afford it or money is just nothing to you right now, have at it. But yeah, so I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth here. And yeah, the game looks good. It definitely runs the best it has ever on a PS5 console. The 4K and just running at 60, thanks to the PSSR, it looks really good. But the game is still washed out. The game is still rocky as hell. I never played a game. Look how rocky this game is. Why is this game so damn rocky? The rocky terrain. All right, that has nothing to do with the PS5 Pro, but it's just something that is just irritating how rocky this game is. But I do think the game still needs like an intergrade where they actually go in and touch up the visuals and the lighting. I think the lighting in this game definitely needs a makeover, but yeah, this is the best version of playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and to me, it is playable. Not saying Rebirth on the regular PS5 is not playable, but yeah, there's some performance issues, and there's some really ugly crudiness and like really flat looking textures that I wish were rocky. No, but yeah, I'm not saying the PS5 Pro has fixed all that, but on a whole, the PS5 Pro has made this game bearable. I can get down with this game now. I'm going to play this game. Hopefully, I will beat it. The open world nonsense that this game does provide is a little bit of a turnoff, but it's a Final Fantasy game. I love Final Fantasy games. But yeah, definitely a thumbs up, but still, I wouldn't say worth the $200. If you're deciding between a PS5 and a PS5 Pro. Not worth it. But yeah. I think the next game I have going up here is Baldur's Gate 3, which I gotta say, Baldur's Gate 3, I do not remember the game looking this good. I think this might be the one standout so far on the PS5 Pro. Is Baldur's Gate 3. I know it got a patch. I think there's like a pro settings. I think it recognizes you're on a pro, but I think I use pro balance. I might be mixing up the settings of other games. But anyways, this got a PS5 Pro and it looks so sharp and clean, especially from a top-down game. Like Baldur's Gate 3 where things are just going to look maybe not as visually appealing. But this is the one game where I went, wow. It was the one game I wasn't expecting a wow from. I didn't even know it had a PS5 Pro patch, but when I turned on the game, I'm like, whoa, did this get something? It did. The game looks spectacular. Performance is very smooth. But again, I don't remember playing it on the PS5 and having any issues. I actually didn't have any issues with this game on PS5. I know that there were some, but yeah. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, would you get a PS5 Pro to play Baldur's Gate 3? I don't know. No, probably not. But yeah, I think this is a big standout for me, which is crazy. I played a few other games, of course, too. I would say, of course, the text looks really good on games. I think just the normal visual upgrade that you get with using a PS5 Pro fixes that. It's supposed to sharpen or make even PS4 games look pretty good. To be honest, I don't think I played a PS4 game. I don't know when's the last time I played a PS4 game. I think I'm done with the PS4 games, but yeah, from what I hear, it's not really that much difference. But yeah, I do think the PS5 Pro here on Baldur's Gate 3 looks good, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, yeah, it makes that game a little bit more bearable. I think I'm just not getting the wow moment. I'm not getting the holy moment, and I don't think I'll ever get that again. Not until we go from maybe 4K to 16K televisions, but even then, like a 16K television would be like if you need a 200-foot, you have a 200-foot television screen or monitor, and you're, sitting or standing or whatever really up close to it. Like 4K is just, I think, is where we're going to be stuck at. 8K, remember, they tried making 8K televisions and selling it to us, and we just said, nah, we don't really need that. 4K is where it's at. So my hope is that maybe one day, I don't think the PS5 Pro is going to really give it, but games can just concentrate on having better UI, better NPCs, better interaction, like a game here, like Baldur's Gate 3, where it should just be the bare minimum, where it's like, we don't need to worry about graphics. We're at 4K. We've been doing 4K for over a decade now. Let's work on just having better NPCs and just better gameplay itself. Let's use that extra power there, because that's going to be the next wow moment. That will be the next wow moment when we can play like an Assassin's Creed and we go, wow, these interactions are awesome. I did not expect that thing to interact with that thing, or that thing to remember that thing, to give me this type of interaction or this event happening. That's going to be the next wow moment in gaming. And games like Baldur's Gate 3 here gave us a little bit of a sample of that. But when just like regular games like Assassin's Creed, that happens where the game doesn't sound like it's made by Ubisoft writers, but actual dialogue that happens in real life that you can relate to. They'll probably need help from AI, because we know Ubisoft writers can't do that shit. But yeah, all right, well, back to the PS5 Pro. But yeah, it just doesn't give me that wow moment, that like holy shit moment. Again, Baldur's Gate 3 did a little bit, but it's Baldur's Gate 3. It's the only game that made me go, oh, this is definitely better. My reaction was like maybe a 6. It didn't hit that 10. When I got the PS4 Pro, what was the first game? Dishonored 2. remember playing Dishonored 2, PS4 Pro, on my 4K television. First game on that console, and I went, wow, yeah, this was definitely worth it. This was definitely a big upgrade. PS5 Pro, just not so much. It just isn't. At best, I can tell I'm playing the best version of this game on console, but I don't know. It's really hard to justify selling or trading your PS5 Pro unless you're a Dreamcast guy and you can sell your used PS5 to your girlfriend for full price of a PS5 and give $500 and pay the $200 difference. But that's a separate video in itself. That is a real thing that happened. Dreamcast guy sold his console to his girlfriend, which is one thing. Like, do you not love her? Just give her the damn console. But then sold it full price. Full price. From what I understand, she got like an extra controller in games, but still. That is nuts. But, yeah. All right, yeah, so final thoughts here. Got Horizon playing right now. Horizon Zero Dawn, I should say. You can tell because Varl doesn't have a beard. And he's, well, I just don't want to spoil it. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn looks amazing on the base PS5. I was playing it last week on the base PS5, and I was going, okay, this is going to look better somehow on the Pro. And to me, I guess it does, but the game looks so damn well on a regular PS5. And that's my closing thoughts. The PS5 is an excellent console. The games you do play on it look great, run great. If you have a VRR television or monitor, it will clean up the performance issues on a lot of the games. Then you still will have games like Final Fantasy 16, which the PS5 Pro, which I have played on it, does touch it up a little bit. The performance is better on Pro with Final Fantasy 16, quite a bit. But again, like, playing it on the regular PS5, for me personally, I didn't have many issues with Final Fantasy 16. Even though it had performance issues, I can overlook it because everything else about that game looked spectacular and was so much fun. But yeah, getting this over a regular PS5, I say go ahead if you got the money or you just want to treat yourself, whatever. Taxes, you're going to get your tax refund, you need to spend money somewhere. Yeah, if you can afford it, get the PS5 and you'll have that. You'll just know that you're playing games looking and running their best on console. And that's kind of a peace of mind too. How much is that worth? That might be worth the extra $200 right there. Hey, I got the peace of mind that I am playing this game running and looking the best that it could on console. But if you're trying to talk yourself into this console, or you want to upgrade, maybe you want to wait for a sale. This time next year, this thing will easily be $5.99. This thing is not selling. I'm seeing pictures all over the internet. All these stores with their crates of PS5 Pros just stacking on top of each other. I assume this time next year in 2025, it'll be down to $5.99. Maybe not permanently, but on sale. May want to wait for then. But there you have it. That is my final thoughts on the PS5 Pro. If I had to score it, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Just average. Just average. But all right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I will talk to you later. Later.